Hello guys, it is me, Noelle. Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. It is currently 1:45 p.m. on February 21st. I'm recording this on my computer because it was right in front of me, so why not? As you can tell from this title of the video, I'm going to be talking about the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie that came on Netflix on Friday the 18th. So, let's get into it. I already have a little clip that I recorded last night. Was it last night or the night before? I recorded a clip either last night or the night before because there was one scene I had to say something about it right away because just you'll see it in this video. But anyways, if you have not watched the movie, stop here because I'm about to give some spoilers and you want to go watch it. Honestly, my personal rating, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I mean, I kind of feel like it could be an 8, but 7 feels right to me. So, for me personally, it's a 7 out of 10. However, you might think, oh, well, 7 out of 10, that doesn't really seem like it's worth my time watching. If you like gore, if you like killing, if you like Leatherface, then you're definitely going to like this movie. Especially if you like gore and blood, you're going to like this movie. So, there's that. So let's get into it. So, obviously, when we think of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, we think of, like, the old ones. Like, we have the 70s ones, we have the early 2000s one with Jessica Biel and all that. And then you have this one. And it's completely different, but it's also the same. Like, obviously, we're in 2022. This movie, how they made it, fits this year. Like, obviously, you can't go off of the 70s or the early 2000 movies because we're now in 2022. So you have to go with the times. And for this movie, it was perfect for these times. Like, it made sense because we're in 2022. It makes sense, if you get what I'm saying. What was really cool that I liked, that I had no idea about, is in the first movie, the 1973 one. Sorry, Neo. I'll have to play with you in a second. In the first one, okay, like I was saying. So, what was really cool to me that I didn't know they were going to incorporate, Neo just wants to play, don't you? So, in the 1973 one, or 74, it said 1973 in the movie, but then I read that it was 74, so whatever. I'm going with the movie, 73. So, in 1973, the first one, or the first one they counted, there's one survivor left. Every one of her friends die. Okay, sorry, my cat just wants to play. So, in the 1973 one, obviously, everyone dies except one. There's one survivor. And what I thought was really fucking cool is they didn't mention any of the other movies, but they mentioned this one and they mentioned the survivor. And it turns out that the survivor, after she survived her ordeal, told the cops, like, this is who you're looking for, which they're looking for someone who's wearing a mask, another human's face. So when they're not wearing it, you really don't know who you're looking for. So it was really cool to see that the one survivor, after she survived, she became a ranger and spent 40 years searching for him, like searching for Leatherface. And she could never find him because obviously he's wearing a mask. And without the mask, you don't know who to look for. Well, these group of people decide to, want to buy this abandoned town, and things don't go as planned. Let's just say that. What's different about the other ones is in this one, it's the mom, and then she has the one son who's obviously scary as fuck because it's just this huge guy, and especially when you see him standing at the top of the stairs and you can't even see his face, you just see some big dude standing there, and it's like, oh god, I'm scared, get me out of here. So that's the story. Like, there's no creepy cop or other brothers, because she says, like, this is the only son she has left, so obviously the other ones have died, I'm assuming. And so, needless to say, how Leatherface comes back to be Leatherface is this group of people, these people who want to invest in this abandoned town, who want to make it into this new place, a safe place for people to live, make it their own town, have, in the process, killed this lady because they're forcing her out of her home. And once the mom dies, the son snaps. That's it. He's done. He snaps. And holy shit, he fucking, like, of course, Leatherface is known for taking off people's faces, but holy shit. First off, when he finally snaps and starts killing people, when he fucking bends that dude's fucking hand and literally has the bones popping out and is just like stabbing him with his own hand bones, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is not real. Like, this could never actually happen, but like, holy shit. So like, obviously that. So he takes the mom's face off, which that's awesome. And he puts it on, you know? And this stupid bitch, man, this blonde chick, like, he knows too. He's not stupid. He knows you're alive. But here she is. She's alive in the van after he just killed the one cop. He just killed the other one right next to her. And thankfully she's still like, you know, made it like she's still out of it. And then she sees him pull the mom's body away, and so she thinks, okay, it's good to go. And in my head, I'm thinking, bitch, I would wait like 20, 30 minutes before I even fucking move. Because just because you don't see him anymore doesn't mean shit, okay? I'm going to wait a little bit before I start moving. Well, she doesn't. And, well, she dies. But thankfully, she does manage to get on the radio, which is how the one survivor okay, well, actually, let me say this. So she gets on the radio. Now, this is just a radio to anyone who has, I guess, a cop radio, because in the beginning they stop at this gas station, and this is, the gas station guy comes into play now. So before this blonde in the van gets killed, because she couldn't just wait, which she probably would have died anyways, because he knew she was alive. He's not stupid, and he ain't gonna leave someone to live. So, and obviously he's blaming this group of people who killed his mom, you know, he's blaming them. He has, you know, he's after those who he's blaming especially. Like, he's down to kill everyone, but there are certain people that he is out to get the most, because those are the ones who caused his mom's death, and they have to die. So anyways, before she gets killed, she does manage to get on the radio, and she's saying about how he's taking off her face and all this stuff. And thankfully, the gas station guy has a radio. And as he's walking out the door, he hears this, stops, and is listening. Next thing you know, he calls the one survivor left and tells her. And right away, when she hears the face is being cut off, she knows this is him. She knows. So she fucking packs it up and she goes to where he's at. So I thought that was cool that they incorporated a survivor. I didn't know that was something they were doing, you know. I didn't know they would incorporate a survivor, you know, and I thought it was cool that they did it from like the first one, you know. But these are some of the things I will say about the movie. Oh, it suddenly got very dark. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, there we go. So these are some of the things I have to say about the movie. First off, like, I understand movies can't be realistic. I understand that, because if they're realistic, what's the point of fucking watching it? You have to make it unrealistic, you know? You have to have it where people die when they could easily survive. Like, instead of going out the door and surviving, they go up the stairs and die. That's how you have to make horror movies most of the time, because if it's realistic, what's the point? So, I had to, like, think about it again. So, I will say this. Now, when everyone, because there's a bunch of investors here, you know, because obviously this group that wants to start this town needs investors. So there's all these investors there. They're all having a good time partying, have no idea what's going on. And it starts raining, so they have to get on the bus. Well, let's just say if you're on a bus with a guy with a chainsaw and you have nowhere to go, they're going to be killed pretty quickly. So I will say that. That's the only thing. It's like, I was thinking, oh my God, there's a lot of people to kill. But like, since they were all stuck on the bus, he killed them in like seconds. And he even killed two people at once with his chainsaw. So, I mean, it was gruesome, don't get me wrong, and it was disgusting. But that's the only thing that sucked, is that when everyone was getting killed, it was all at once and so quick because they were all stuck. And of course, they're banging on these windows and can't break them. Obviously, you're freaking out. So, I mean, I don't even think you're thinking straight. And again, it can't be realistic. So, if they were to break it, it can't be realistic. And, I mean, he has them pushed back. So, it's like, if these windows don't open or if they can't break them, they're fucking stuck. And this dude has a chainsaw and he's just everyone. Well, this is when, because, like, I'm thinking to myself, like, dude, are you telling me, like, no one can get this window open? Like, none of these windows open? You can't break this window? There's, like, fucking 6 of you or more banging on this window and you can't break it? But, like, obviously, it can't be realistic. And again, if you were in this situation, you're not really thinking straight. So you're, like, just trying to survive. So that's where the other clip I will now insert comes in. Hello guys. Okay, so I'm currently finishing the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I'll get into it later. But scary movies piss me the fuck off. Like, I understand they can't be realistic because then people want to die. Instead of going out the front door to survive, they go up the stairs to die. It's just how it works. But now, spoiler alert if you have not seen it. My God. First off, when he kills everyone that's there in this town, it's all at one time. They're all on the bus, so there's nowhere to go. First off, are these, like, windows unbreakable? Because none of them could seem to break it. You're telling me, like, I guess, like, yeah, you're in that situation, but also it has to be real. It has to be unrealistic, again, because it's a scary movie. But I'm just thinking, like, okay, so you can't break this fucking window. All you are banging on it. Okay, whatever, that's fine, like, I get it. But then this one girl who could have just kept on going straight to the front and out the freaking bus door goes to a window that she just somehow either knew was open or just guessed, because next thing you know, she just opens it. And I'm like, so wait, all of you could have went out this window? But I mean, I do get they were getting pushed to the back, but like, if that window was open, there was other windows. Like, wouldn't they be open? Like, I was just like, no fucking way does this girl go to this window and it just so happens to just open right away. And of course, it's too late. She's half in and half out. And now she's basically half in and half out, her body. And it's just like, are you just fucking serious? I was so pissed. Like, oh my God. Scary movies fucking get me pissed. Like, trust me, I love them and I know they can't be realistic, or else, again, what's the point? But like, that scene just really got me, because I was like, this one could have went out the window, or she just could have kept going straight for the front. She was lucky she made it to that window. Oh my God. I just had to say that. I'll get more into the movie later. And now back to where we just finished, which is the clip I showed you that I recorded previously about the lady. I mean, what are the odds? Like, what are the odds? First off, the bus driver should have never opened that freaking door. What an idiot. And also, when the bus driver's head got thrown into the bus, instead of freaking out and being in shock and just slowly backing up and not saying anything to anyone, you could have at least closed the bus door. Like, either way, he's getting through, but at least, like, give you guys a little chance. And also, when he does get through and he comes through, everyone just takes out their phones. Again, so realistic to nowadays. Everyone takes out their phone and they think it's just a joke. Well, when he starts his chainsaw, they realize, holy shit, this ain't a joke. We're all dying. And so there was that. The scene that got me, First off, my country guy, I loved him. I wanted him to live. Like, I was so mad he died. Like, one thing about horror movies, I have nothing wrong with women surviving, but I notice in a lot of horror movies I watch, if there's a survivor, it's always a woman. It's always a girl. And it's like, why can't it be a guy sometimes? Like, so many times in horror movies, girl and guy, especially guys, they kill them so quick, or they'll kill them, and it's like, dude, that's my favorite fucking character. Like, what the hell? The only movie I can think of that had a guy survive till the end is Cabin in the Woods. It was a girl and a guy, but that's the only movie I can think of where a guy, he eventually did die, but he did make it till the end, you know, like the girl did. Whereas other scary movies, a lot of times it's just the girl who survives, and it's like, why can't a guy survive? You know, why do my guys have to die? Or even some of the girls I like. So my country guy, I loved him and did not want him to die. Thankfully, she was smart, Melanie, and pushed the mirror so he could see him behind the door, but of course that was too late. I mean, once you see Dante with his fucking jaw hanging out like that, I'm not exactly gonna be wanting to walk into that house, because I don't know what's in there, and whatever is in there literally just fucking took off half of someone's jaw. So, like, I don't want to be that person, you know? So, I knew it too. I knew it. I knew he was gonna die, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, they always kill the people I love. Dante, didn't really care for. I didn't care if he died. But, like, damn, my country boy, I can't remember his name. I want to say it's Jake, but I'm not going to, because I don't know if that's right. Watch it be right. But I loved him, and he died. Oh, my God, and the way he died. Head traumas gross me out the worst. Like, I can handle any kind of, like, gruesome shit. But, like, when it comes to head gruesome shit and head trauma, oh, I can't watch it's just, I just think of how sensitive your head is, and oh God, and it just, anything to do with the head just freaks me the fuck out, and I can't watch a scene like that. It's just some reason I just can't. So yeah, unfortunately my favorite dude, that's how he died. But what got me is the ending. I fucking knew this is how it was going to end. I knew it. First off, they're not going to kill him off because, one, if this does good, you best believe they're going to make a second one. And also, even if it didn't do good, they're most likely going to make a second one. They're going to just start the franchise over again, you know? Keep going from this one. So I knew there was going to be a second one regardless. Like, who knows? Maybe there isn't. I mean, it did end where he's still alive, obviously, and that there is possibly a second one, or it could be. But I already knew that prior. I was thinking, dude, I know he ain't gonna die. There's no way. Even though he should be dead, there's no way. So, of course, these two girls, sisters, which got me even worse, because it's like, first off, this girl, the one sister, dude, death does not want her, because the amount of time she should have died and didn't, holy shit, blew my mind. Like, literally, this girl has someone watching over her. It is not her time to go, because she should have been dead at least like 6 or more times, and she survived. So, the ending. So, obviously, the two sisters, Melanie and the other one, sorry, I can't remember her name, it's blanking on me, kill him, you know, and they think he's dead, you know, and I'm thinking, oh my God, he's not dead. Obviously, they think he's dead, so they're leaving, they get in the car, you know, of course, a Tesla, again, nowadays, and they open the sunroof, and I'm like, oh my fucking God, what are you doing? He's still alive. And then they, of course, put in autopilot, and they're just driving so slow with the windows open, thinking they've made it. They're home free. He's dead. That's it. Well, no, because like I said, Those who were responsible for his mom's death, which was Dante, the guy with the half jaw taken off, who died, and Melanie, the one sister, who moved the mirror so that my country boy could see that Leatherface was behind the door. Those were the two he was after. Those were the two he blamed for his mother's death. And so those two he had to kill. Those are the, like, he was not going to stop until he killed those two. He got one. He needed the girl, Melanie. So they're just taking their time, autopilot, just relaxing, sitting back. Next thing you know, Leatherface rips Melanie out of the car, and the one sister puts her head through the sunroof and is like, no. And what does he do? Fucking chainsaws her head right off and holds it and waves it at the sister, showing her like, yeah, damn right. You thought you were going to get away? Nah, I ain't dead. You can't kill me that easily. Like, he was happy because that's who he wanted to get. That was the last person he had to kill that he blamed for his mom's death. Obviously, the others were just collateral damage and he had no problem killing. But he had those two, Dante and Melanie, as his main prey, because those were the ones who caused his mother's death in his mind. So I knew it was coming, and I was so mad because I wanted her to live so bad. Like, first off, I wanted her to live because they have each other. Like, these two sisters have each other. They've made it this far. Like, I wanted them to survive so bad. Sorry, excuse me. I really wanted Melanie to survive because there was times where she should have died too. But she was smart. She was smart. She didn't move too quickly, you know. But there were times where she almost died, but thankfully she didn't. But, of course, you know he ain't dead. So, of course, I was expecting what was to come. And, I mean, I wasn't hoping it was coming, but I was like, he's not dead, so something's going to happen. And, well, something does happen. And he kills the sister, the one sister. As the other sister just watches and she can't do anything. Like, she can't. It's already done. Her head's off. And I'm just like, no! Oh my God, no! Like, I was so fucking mad and sad. Like, that sucks so bad. And then, of course, it ends with, like, shh. And then just, you know, goes to end screen. And it's like, so basically, to be continued, or another one's coming, or could be coming. So, yeah, like, that's just what I wanted to say about the movie. Honestly, I enjoyed it. I was fine without the creepy cop. I was fine without all the other brothers. Like, I enjoyed the storyline, and it made sense to me. Like, his mom died because these fucking people, new people, who don't, you know, belong there, as I'm sure he would say, now have killed his mom, you know, and are trying to take his house. And his mom is the only one he has. He loves his mom more than anything. And they just killed her. And so, obviously, he's out for blood. He is out for blood. And the way he goes about it is not a simple, clean, easy kill. No, no, no. Lots of blood, lots of gore, lots of just really gory, bloody ways you don't want to be killed and ways you don't want to be injured and be surviving and then eventually dying. Like, let's just say I don't want to have half my jaw taken off. Okay, I don't want that. No. And mind you, the whole time the guy's walking around with his mother's face on, obviously. But other than that, honestly, I give it a 7 out of 10. I do recommend watching it. I do. I honestly, it was not a waste of my time one bit. It was not. I enjoyed it. I mean, of course, you know, I have my issues. I get really pissed at scary movies, and I got pissed a lot of times at this movie because there were so many times where it's like they could have did something different to survive, and instead they did the stupid thing and ended up dying. But then I got to remember, you know, well, it has to be unrealistic so that people can die, you know? It has to be unrealistic. That's the whole point. But it still gets me so angry, these scary movies, and especially this one was getting me really angry. Like, in the clip, when I'm talking about the one girl going to the window, like, that got me so upset, because I was like, what the fuck? Like, how did you not, like, why didn't you just run to the fucking front, if anything? You made a to the window, like try and just make it all the way. But needless to say, I would watch it. I highly recommend you watch it. I mean, again, if you love gore, if you love blood, if you love Leatherface, if you love a story to a horror movie, I'd watch it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And yeah, that's my review of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, what I thought. Yeah, like I said, 7 out of 10. Not a bad score. I mean, that's just what I feel like it deserved. For me, I feel like it's a 7 out of 10 for me, but definitely I would watch it, especially if you're a horror fan, like definitely watch it. And honestly, out of all of them I've seen, I really like this one. You know what it is? I think it's because the cop, like, always creeped me the fuck out in the movies. Like, don't get me wrong, he was essential to the movies, but, like, he always creeped me the fuck out. And then the brothers were always fucking weird and creepy, and, like, but especially the cop just really creeped me the fuck out. So, like, to not have him involved was, like, nice, kind of. Like, I mean, I wouldn't have mind, but, like, I liked that it was just Leatherface and his mom, and then when his mom died, it was just Leatherface. And also, another cool thing that they incorporated... Sorry, I had to think about it. Another cool thing that they incorporated is, because I will say this is, like, when watching the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, I will say I love those scenes where the door opens and the person gets pulled in by Leatherface. That iconic scene where you just know what's about to happen, and it's like, no, get away from the door, and then they get fucking pulled in. They did incorporate that in a way, because when Dante first gets attacked in the house, he gets pulled in the doorway and the door gets shut. So I like that they incorporated that, because that's one thing I always liked about the movies, is how whenever you'd see that door and they'd be near it, you'd be like, oh my God, get the fuck away from the door, dude. It's going to open. Oh my God, he's right behind the door. Like, we all knew. And then next thing you know, door opens, person gets dragged in and ends up dead. And so that was another thing that I liked, is that they incorporated that in their own way into the new one, And I was like, because when I seen it, I was like, oh man, it's like the old ones. Like, whenever he'd open the door for wherever, when he'd open his door to his little lair, his living quarters, all that stuff, and he'd pull them in, I always thought those were like the most iconic scenes in those movies. And so it was cool to see them incorporated a little bit into the movie. So, I mean, you'll find like little Easter eggs and little things. And like I said, the survivor, it really actually, it was a good story. Like, honestly, it had its downsides. Like I said, I mean, when I like people getting killed, like when I watch horror movies, I like slashers, like Scream, stuff like that, Jason, people getting chased and killed. So of course, in this one, when you have everyone getting killed on a bus at once because they have nowhere to go, it's kind of like, well, this is a lot of gore and blood, but like, it's happening so quick. It's like, I would have liked to like at least make it a little more interesting and like, have to chase them. But then again, it does make sense to the movie, It does make sense to the movie. Not because it's raining and they have to be in the bus, but, I mean, if they were running around town, there's so many of them, I'm sure one of them would be able to escape, and it just wouldn't be able to work out that way. So I get where they're coming from with the bus scene, but it was just so quick, and I was like, damn, I was waiting for these people to die, and now they die so quick. But needless to say, it was still a really good movie. I highly recommend it. If you have seen it, let me know what you think. If you haven't and you do watch it, let me know what you think and let me know your rating, what you would give it. But yeah, I mean, I love horror movies, and honestly, considering how they remade Freddy Krueger back in like what, 2009, 2010, where they made him look completely different. First off, I don't know why you touched the mask. Like, why you had to fuck with the mask, I don't know why. That's the first thing. But the thing that got me the worst is they literally turned him into a pedophile. And it's like, this is not Freddy Krueger. Like, why did you make this movie? Like, you had a great cast, but you made Freddy to be a creepy pedophile, not even scary, just creepy pedophile. And it's like, this is not Freddy. Like, no, no. So, like, they, you know, remakes and all that aren't always the best with horror movies. Like I said with the Freddy Krueger one, that was, no, that was a thumbs down for me. But with this one, you know, it's obviously not a remake. I guess you would call, well, yeah, because it's not, would you call it a remake, or I don't know what you'd call it. I mean, I guess remake, you know, like a newer version, you know. But yeah, so compared to how they've done other remakes of horror movies, or other uh or making more of horror movies, you know, like another Jason, another Freddy, like I said, this one, they did good. I will say. They did good. They did really good, I will say. Like, this could have easily been stupid, sucked, no matter the gore or all that, but it was really good. And it definitely had you getting angry at certain parts. It definitely had you like, oh my god, hurry up, like screaming at the TV on the edge of your seat. You get those people who you like and you're like, I want you to survive, like. So I thoroughly enjoyed it, and so you guys should definitely check it out. It's on Netflix. And yeah, so that's all I wanted to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, talk to you guys again soon.